Happy Friday, everybody. I have not been on a live in, I don't know, like 8 months or so. So I'm making a little comeback. I don't really have a consistent schedule yet, but I'm going to try to go on live every Friday just to provide some value for you guys for whatever I feel we might need during this season. So we are in the holidays now. People are going out for Friendsgivings. We're planning for Thanksgiving. Then we got Friendsmas, and then we got vacations or New Year's. So this is usually the time where people say, oh, I'm going to start in January. However, we don't want to look at the holidays or the end of the year like a very long weekend when we can still be making progress. I want us to realize that we can still enjoy the season and stay aligned with our goals. Maybe not, 100% as we would be when we didn't have other factors pulling us away, but we can still make progress. It's not about all or nothing thinking, but focusing on progress over perfection. So first off, a little bit of an icebreaker. I know I think DeMarcus was on, but we're just going to ask a little icebreaker. So what is one word you would use to describe the holidays? So how you feel. What's one word that you would describe how you feel throughout the holidays? So it could be something like unmotivated, tired, stressed, busy, out of it. Or maybe you feel great. Maybe this is the time that you really push yourself because you're eating more. Maybe you don't work for a month, depending on whatever you do for a living. So maybe some of you guys actually go all in, or you're just super disciplined. But for the majority of us, the average person, we don't feel that way. The sun is kind of gone, so we don't feel that boost in serotonin or anything or dopamine to go and move and go outside. We just want to be comfy and indoors, and we're really busy. We're planning things. We're going out. So for a lot of us, we don't feel that great, and that's totally normal. By the end of the call, I want you to feel clear, calm, and confident about how to move through the season and stay aligned with your fitness goals. So the first thing we want to do is just reframe the holidays. Like I was saying, we don't want to look at the holiday season like a really long weekend where we're putting off our goals all the way until January, because that means we're not really thinking about implementing a new lifestyle. We're looking for a quick fix, or we're probably going to do like a fad diet when the time comes, or we're going to burn out in January because we go really hard then because we did so much damage the last couple months of the year. That's why I think that the people that have like the most success in their fitness journey are the ones that start like in November, December, because they're using the time that is the least ideal. That way, when January comes, like it's a breeze, it's easy. You already have momentum. You already have the habits and behaviors to continue seeing results. It's not new. You already went through the ringer, the holidays. So when January comes, you're more likely to adhere to it. So we want to ditch all or nothing thinking. Like I said, focus on progress over perfection. And we want to also enjoy our food and make memories guilt-free, because happiness is part of your overall health. And if you don't enjoy the diet or the lifestyle that you're living, the exercises, because it's too restrictive or too intense, then you're not going to create a new lifestyle and you're not going to adhere to it in the long term. So the first thing we want to do is change our mindset. Again, say goodbye to all or nothing thinking. And we want to look at things like in a range. So there's all in and then there's all out. We don't want to be in either of those. We don't want to be too extreme because we're going to burn out. And we don't want to be completely all out because we're just never going to see progress. We want to live somewhere in the middle where we're just focusing on being consistent, meaning not perfect, but still showing up. All right. So even if you just hit your habits 70 to 80%, you are thriving already through the holidays, because most people are doing nothing. They're doing 0%. And this is just going to create, like I said, momentum. So when January comes, it's going to be a breeze. You already went through the ringer, the holidays, the season where nobody wants to do anything, the season that everybody's traveling or out of town or skipping their workouts or eating more junk food than they normally would. So the first thing is the next thing is to think about what our bare minimums are going to be. So these are the non-negotiables that are going to keep you grounded no matter what the calendar looks like. So this can be like, oh, I'm going to always start my day with water, and I'm going to hit half my body weight in ounces of water. It could be every meal I'm going to have protein, a kind of lean protein, because I know on the weekend or when I have my Friendsgiving or Thanksgiving, I'm going to be eating a lot of calories. So let me stick with the lean stuff throughout the week. Or maybe usually I do 5 workouts a week, but now I'm going to aim for 3 workouts a week because I'm going to be busy. But as long as I do those 3 workouts, I'm still moving the needle forward. Maybe it's your steps, 8,000 steps a day, or a 30-minute walk after my breakfast every single day. That's going to help balance my blood sugar and keep me full and not feel super tired or anything afterwards. All right, so now to break it down, we're going to talk about nutrition first. So we want to focus on nourishing and not restricting ourselves. So the reason is because when you make more space and time for the things that fuel you, you're naturally going to leave less room for the things that drain you. So let's say you started your day with, I don't know, cake, which could have happened today, honestly. I went to my little brother's award ceremony, and of course, they had like snacks and food afterwards, and it was just like cakes, donuts, all the stuff that you don't want to start your day with or try not to have. And I could have easily been like, okay, I'm gonna grab a little treat. However, we want to think about nourishing our bodies first. So they did also have other stuff. So like they had like, I don't know, torta. They had like a tostadas. Still not very clean, but they had some protein options. So a good way to nourish yourself in these events is to focus on protein and veggies first. Start your meal with that first. So if they have a green bean casserole or salad, start with that. You always want to start with the veggies first and then go for the protein. So let's say it's Thanksgiving, you would go for the turkey and the ham. And then afterwards, you have everything else, all your carbs, all your bread, all your pies. That way you nourished yourself first. You got all the things that you needed to hit your protein and your fiber goals first. And then at the very end, you didn't restrict. You had the things that you still wanted, but you left that to the end. So you left less room for that. Versus if you would have started with the pastries or the bread, then you would have left less room for the things that actually nourish you. So prioritize protein and veggies. Hydrate before events, especially if you're going to be drinking. So make sure you're still hitting half your body weight in ounces of water per day. If you're going to be drinking, have a cup of water between each drink. And if you are going to be drinking, also try to bring something that's a little bit lighter. So like a seltzer, or any light drinks or beers. I like to do like, what are they called? Skinny margaritas. And then practice 80-20 eating. So we're not restricting. We still want to have the foods that we enjoy. So we actually enjoy our holidays and enjoy our lifestyle, but only 20% of the time. So 80% of our meals should still be clean or in alignment with our meal plan and our goals. And then at the we still leave 20% for the foods that we actually enjoy or things that bring a little bit more happiness and comfort for us. All right, so that's nourishment. So now movement. We want to keep it simple because realistically, we're going to be busy. We're going to be driving everywhere. And maybe we're not going to have that hour and a half we usually would for our workout. So I'm going to give you guys an example. The other day I had my Friendsgiving and I was super behind on getting ready for that. So I still went to the gym, but instead of hitting my hour and a half workout, I still hit every exercise, but only did one set. Because you can still make progress with one set workouts. So instead of doing 3 to 4 sets, I just did like 1 set of lat pull downs, 1 set of horizontal rows, 1 set of bent over rows. And then instead of doing my 30-minute walk, 30 minute to an hour walk I would usually do, I just did 15 minutes, because something is better than nothing. Like, you still want to move the needle forward, especially if you're going to be eating like shit afterwards. You still want to help balance your blood sugar and try to burn more energy, so that when you do consume more, it doesn't hurt you. You don't feel like trash. So still prioritize movement, whatever you can do. Maybe you can't even go to the gym, so you still do like a HIIT workout at home, or go for a quick run, for a 1 mile run. You still want to do something. And we want to be honest about this in the very beginning. So don't like put it off till the very end. Try to wake up a little bit earlier so you can just get your workout out of the way. And then you can move on. Because if you leave it to like later, you're less likely to do it. So something is better than perfect. All right, and then the last thing is focusing on your mind and your stress, because, or balance your nervous system, because stress is something that really drains our progress more than our workouts. So we want to really focus on protecting our peace like it's part of our training, because it is. Otherwise, like I said, we could burn out, or we can start to resent our fitness journey, our health journey, because we're missing out on stuff, or we feel horrible. We start to get gut issues, whatever it is. So we really want to focus on taking care of our mind and our peace. So how do we do that? So we want to prioritize sleep. We want to learn how to say no, because that's part of setting boundaries. And when you learn to say no, your yes holds more value. Let me say that again. Your yes has no value until you learn to say no. So that's part of setting boundaries. Just because you get invited somewhere doesn't mean you have to go, especially if it's not in alignment with your goals. Or you can leave early. You don't have to stay that long. So practice saying no. Breathe intentionally. Whether it be when you're driving somewhere, or when you start your day, at the end of your day, just do a little bit of breathing. It's just to help bring your cortisol down and bring you from a sympathetic state to a more parasympathetic and relaxed state. Okay? So one tip I have for you is to just try to take 5 minutes for you every day and do whatever you need to do, whether it be breathing, whether it be journaling, listening to something calming, or doing a prayer, something to help get you back in your body and not put you too much in your mind. All right, we don't want to be in fight or flight all of the holiday season. We want to calm ourselves down, relax. That way we can sleep better and continue seeing results and not burn out. All right, so yeah, that was basically all I wanted to go over. I advise you guys to start thinking about some anchors for yourself in regards to those 3 things. So your food. What are going to be your non-negotiable anchors for your food? What are going to be your non-negotiable anchors for your movement? And what's going to be your non-negotiable for your mindset and protecting your peace? Once you dial in on those and you try to hit those habits at least 70% of the time, you're going to succeed. You're going to unlock the door to succeed. All right, guys, thank you guys for hopping on. I hope to do more of these every week. And if you have any questions, please drop them on the chat or comment on the post after I post it. Or just send me a direct message, and I'm very happy to help you. This is what I do for a living. And if you don't know, my name is Tracy. I'm a holistic fitness coach. I help high achievers reach their dream body by bridging fitness and holistic health, because I want you to look as good as you feel inside. We don't want to neglect either of those. We want to look good and feel good. All right, guys, have a great rest of your weekend. Make good choices, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.